After failing as a YouTuber, I decided to move on to bigger and better things. I bought one piece of land, but it comes with a cost of a $1 million loan. I have 2 years to pay it off. Can we succeed or will we fail? Find out in today's video. P.S. Thank you for G-Portal for hosting today's session. Oh man, just getting to this town. I think my turn's right here. Hopefully I'm not too far. I don't really know where I'm at. I mean, the map that they gave me kind of, oh yeah, there's the barn. They said if you keep going past the barn, so right here on the edge of the barn. So if you look right here on the map I have, yep, there's the barn. So technically this is my land right here. Okay, that's actually bigger than I thought it was going to be. This is a lot big. Wow, I can get used to this. I mean, you got all kind of stuff, not too bad of a property actually. But there's one issue. There is no such thing known as a shelter on this place. So that barn is on their side of the property. I need to get a shelter of some sort. And I think the only way to do that, the proper way, would be to go ahead and, I guess, cut down some trees and start making money the old-fashioned way. I mean, it's funny. I used to do this for so long. And now I actually got to sit here and do it in real life. There we go. Got that cut down. Man, these are some thick trees. Holy Toledo. I can get kind of used to this. Now, here's my question. If I cut a section this big, is it too big for me to pick up? Ew. What if we have that? Okay, I can pick that up. Alright, let's bring the truck over here and start getting it loaded. I mean, there's nothing more that we can really do other than just go ahead and get directly on into it. It's a beautiful place out here, definitely. I will say that. But I feel like with beautiful places, you always got to make sure you get your wood first. Go ahead and get that done so that you can go ahead and start getting more into livestock. Because the plan and hopefully the goal is to eventually start just producing our own agricultural stuff like milk and stuff like that to be self-sufficient eventually. On top of that, maybe cut some bales and just get into a different type of markets. I know the cattle market's a big one, so we gotta load that up there. Just keep loading these up as simple as it can be. Because these are some this is a really big tree. And when trees this big, oh, we should make some kind of money. Alrighty, we have our truck full of some lumber. That ended up filling it up a little bit faster than I thought it was. I thought we'd be able to at least get a full tree. We didn't even get the full tree in here. That just tells you like how fast everything went. I think if I had to take a guess, this was probably worth like $2,000 worth of wood, and if that's the case, oh, we're gonna be so rich. Because my first thing I want to do is try to go ahead and start getting into making bales and start wrapping bales. Woo! This truck has a mighty lean. She's leaning a lot more than I want her to. But look at that right there. Look at that suspension. Oh my goodness. There we go. We got a lean, boys. $3,100. Okay. All right, now I see what's going on here. That's a lot of money. I want to stop. Nah. Not yet. We need to get a lot more lumber before we start thinking about buying equipment. I would at least like to go ahead and get like $10,000 worth of lumber sold today. And if we get $10,000, that would at least put us in the range to start looking at like a skid steer. Because I know a skid steer, we need to clear out a lot of lumber, and those things are handy. And maybe eventually start looking at like buying like an old tractor and start mowing most of this grass around in here in this area. I don't know. We'll figure it out slowly but surely. But now that we have at least a rough estimate of how much money we should be getting per tree. Oh, nothing's gonna stop us now. Cut you down. Timber! There she goes. So we may be pushing the truck to the limits, but there's another $4,000. We're slowly but surely making enough money to get where we need to go. I do think we're getting pretty close to being able to afford a tractor and maybe a mower. I would love to get into that today by a long shot. Gotta go back up here and get another piece of wood. Another $4,000. That puts us at the $12,000 that we need. Which, since it's kind of getting a little bit later in the day, let's go ahead and head over to the dealership, kinda see what we can get. If nothing else, I'd like to pick up a trailer at bare minimum, just something to get us going. Some nice little harvesters right here. That's a big boy right there. Some trailers, okay. Headers, cultivators. I personally want to kind of stick with go ahead and jump into the mowing, go ahead and get that started. Maybe the best route for me to go but I'm not sure just yet. Kind of lean towards the Sin 66 right here, and possibly picking up this mower right here. Because I know we're not going to be able to afford the baler just yet. If we do silage bales, it does take a wrapper. But I think buying a mower and a tractor, go ahead and get the ground mowed. Then next week, once I get a couple more loads of lumber sold, then buy a baler, wrapper, and the other thing. So let's just go. Let me go ahead and head on inside, find out how much they want for both of these, and hopefully pick them both up. But we'll see. Put the last strap on there. There we go. Got to make sure that's ready to go. So right now we've only spent $9,000 on these two right here. We're also leasing this new trailer right here for $484, I believe, or somewhere in that ballpark. Let's go ahead and take this on back to the farm and get started on a field, because there's plenty of work to still be done today. And the faster we can get like some mowing of one field done, we also need to find out how much like a tent or something like that's going to cost us, so that we can have somewhere to sleep tonight, because it's getting pretty close to quitting time. It's actually a decent sized field. What we're eventually going to do once we get it mowed with grass, the plan would be to come back and cultivate the ground and actually plant not grass. To come back and plant probably some kind of like oats, beans, just something that can go ahead and get in the ground pretty quickly, so that we can get our job done quicker. Because $1 million in 2 years, that's a lot of money to spend or make. So slowly but surely, we gotta start making wise decisions. Now I do know I eventually do want to buy at least one more property. I don't want this cattle lot, or I'm either going for that cattle lot or like these two properties, but these are expensive, or this one. There we go. We have an entire field mowed, ready to be cultivated and turned into a beautiful old regular field. So I'm actually just going to kind of park this right here. And I kind of want to put like a shed or some place for me to live, like right here in this area. So let's jump up into the sky and get it built. Well, I think that's a good place to end it. We got ourselves a nice little place right here. Turn this on to like a little dirt over here. Put the trailer. I think we have ourselves a good little spot. Time to get some food made and go to sleep. There we go. After we finally got all of the lumber sold. That's $15,000 in lumber. Now we need step 2 or phase 2. So I need a baler. That's right there. Windrower right here, and need a wrapper. I don't see it right now. They must not have one on stock, but we'll go ahead and buy a wrapper as well. $12,000 down the drain, and now we gotta get our John Deere baler, and of course we need to get our new windrower. We ended up picking this one up. It's a decently size. They say we can use any tractors on the lot, just go ahead and load them up with it, so we'll just use this one right here and get it up in there. Here we go. That's $12,000 worth of equipment on the back of our trailer. Old equipment, but hey, $12,000 worth of equipment at the end of the day. Our next plan of action will be to take this back home, start the baling process, possibly get a few more fields baled, or get at least 1 or 2 fields baled, maybe take off some more loads of lumber. And after taking off those loads of lumber, should be good. Go. Now we'll start using this to merge all these together, which we'll be able to put into bales easier. And here we go. Yeah, this old girl is handling this just fine. 3 bales down. We're actually knocking this out a little bit quicker than I thought we would. And we're actually making a good bit more bales than I thought we would too. So that's a good thing. So we have the one benefit right now going for us of we're getting everything baled, but I don't know what we're gonna do about wrapping them because we want to turn them into silage bales. Alrighty, so we got everything baled up over there. They took $2,752, I believe, out of the account to go ahead and pick up a good old bale wrapper so we can wrap the bales and put them where we need to put them. But we have a problem. When we get this up here, we really need to stop for a minute and really just hammer down and focus on getting this done, because we need to start looking at a tractor or a wheel loader, something that can move the bales. One thing I am considering is a telehandler of some sort, but we'll just see what is available at the time when we can afford it. Especially since we're not doing the firewood route this time and we're just selling the lumber that's there. We really need to start moving what lumber is there to town quicker so that we can go ahead and get it out of our hair quick as possible. Pulling up, and there she is, ready to rock and roll. This is a Coon one, but is colored as a New Holland. It was something cool that they did, or they had done. For some of theirs, there's a Fent one, I believe, like a green one for Fent. There's one even for for a Massey Ferguson. I don't know, pretty cool. Alrighty, so just a little quick explanation what happened. We messed up big. We set the baler to way too big of a size. We had to borrow their skid steer, so we just did a trade. I'm using the skid steer for 24 hours instead of the other piece of equipment. So right now I'm just flipping all the bales over before I start worrying about actually prodding them, getting it onto the trailer. But I figured I'd let y'all know that that's kind of what we're doing, so that means we'll use it for the logs also, just kind of benefit us a little bit on the logs as well. And we're going to go sell these 12 bales of grass relatively soon. Alrighty, we're going to go ahead and take this on into town, come back and get started on the lumber. May not be much, but that's still $6,000 that's helping out towards our income. Now what we gotta do is head on right back where we came from, go head back over there and pick up the skid steer, head to the forest and try to start figuring out how we can get an actual tractor. But I did find out if we wanted to keep the skid steer, we can lease it for $2,000 a month, which is probably what we're gonna do for a little bit because I don't want to be doing lumber forever. Alright, so we'll cut this tree down right here. Timber. Please don't land on trailer. Please don't land on trailer. Either that came really, really close. That was a little closer than it should have been. There we go. We just need to move it. Not that I'm wanting to really deal with it too much. I just am trying to move it over here a little bit so we can get to it easier and don't have to worry about it rolling down that hill. Let that go right there. Now we can start looking at the fun part. 5 trees later, and that's $26,000 in my pocket. That leaves me with $35,000, and I think that'll be plenty of money to start my day with tomorrow. Let's head home, cook something to eat, deal with it tomorrow. There we go. Got that up there. That's another, what would that be? Oof, too many? Another 4 or 5 trees. We'll go ahead and take that on to the sell point. We'll go ahead and sell this. We also got to pay for the rental while we're up there. So one thing I do think we need to do, we need to buy a cultivator today. We got to do a lot of little different work. Hopefully knock them out pretty quickly. We'll see. Here we go, $40,000. Hey, that leaves $76,000. That's what I need. So we'll come over here and buy ourselves a cultivator. I would like a tractor as well, a bit bigger of a tractor so that we can pull said cultivator with, because I want to go with a big mamma jamma. And by big mamma jamma, I mean let's just go all the way with the Case IH right here. And while we're at it, where's it at? While we're at it, we'll go ahead and pick up this Case IH right here. So let me go find out what kind of tractor we can get. I think this is still too big. We need to work up to that. This may not be a bad option in my opinion. So let me go in there and find out what options I can afford right now, and we'll figure it out. And $75,000 in the hole. We have ourselves a nice little cultivator here, our new tractor, and of course our seeder, which is ready to rock and roll on out of here. We'll go ahead and take this on back to the farm, which I did pay, I think it was like an extra $2,000 for the seeder to go ahead and have all the feed it needs. I'm going to back this on off, which is perfect. Put her in gear. So this is definitely a tractor I've never used before in this game. So I figured it was better than ever. There we go. Now we're able to get some work done. Start cultivating all this. I'm going to probably double the size of this field, if not triple it real fast, or at least make it bigger. I do want to go through and cut like some of these areas down, like the trees, get them out of the way so that we can make better room in there. Alrighty, we're gonna plant us some good old soybeans in this field. Good money crop right here. So now we just gotta plant this thing as fast as we can to get this done. Then we can move on to possibly get another field mode. Well, that's a fully planted field right there, boys and girls. We got about 40-50% left in there. There we go. We'll make ourselves another field. We're not gonna go as big for this one, but we're gonna go a decent size. So right now we are getting this mowed up. I've decided that we're probably just gonna let this sit for the day. There's not really a whole lot more that we want to really push with this today. Go. That done. We have that done. We have that done. We're mostly done for the day, actually. The last thing I'd want to do would be go and get like a load of wood ready for tomorrow and sell it in the morning to pay the bill. So let's go ahead and head down here and get that ready. And then tomorrow, once we have a full trailer load, we'll take it in tomorrow. Have a great day getting more work done. We need $32,000 for tomorrow. Honestly, I'd love to walk away with $40,000 so that we don't have to worry about anything for a little bit. Alrighty, on the way to town to go get some money and to pay some money. So worst case scenario, if we don't get the money to buy what we want to buy, we are going to rent it. But if we rent it, it'd be great because it also means I could buy a actual planter and some seed for corn. Because I've been doing some research. I have decided I want to start some kind of like fish farming. And there's this fish farming that's like $40,000 to get into the actual building. And then you just need corn, you just need to feed them corn. It's a really good one. So I want to take a deep dive into it and kind of see what it does. And maybe get into more avenues down the road. Pull right here, hit the butt. Oh, now I like that number. Pull on in here, it inspires us the equipment we need. The next thing after the sprayer, so we can afford both the planter and the sprayer. So let's go ahead and go in here and pay for everything we need. There we go. We have everything we need packed up here. Start getting to work with our new corn. So we want to plant as much corn as we can so that we can start a new business. So we got this thing full of some herbicide. Now we're going to spray this field. Then we're going to bale that field back there. Then we'll come back up here, get the cultivator, and cultivate another field. And there we go. Put that right there. Then we will go ahead and hook up to the baler. Bags, can put it back. go. That's in there. So we fill it up with seed. Now we just gotta back it on up, or actually we can disconnect that. We are desperately getting to the point where we need a shed. This is really becoming a farm really fast, but I like it. I love seeing like how fast we're. Ooh. Alrighty, I get to have the joy of taking all these, putting them to the corner of the field. I'm gonna put them up here next to this little place. What I heard is one of the neighbors is actually turning this barn over here eventually into a, what did he say it was? Oh, a cattle pen. So far, this is the size field we're going with for the corn. I want to have a nice, good sized bit of corn that we're going to be harvesting. Usually don't go for fields this big, but I'm going a little bit bigger than normal just purely because it's easier to knock out with all the corn, so we can get it done faster and better. And there we go. We have another field. We have this field knocked out. Now we just got to go and get the planter hooked up and start planting. So far, it looks like it's going pretty well. We're going to have this entire thing planted in a little bit. Definitely the beans are looking great. So here's my thoughts behind all this. If I have this planted, I'll be able to save up enough money to start putting the buildings up. The buildings are roughly going to run me 130,000-ish. So if I can get both of those should start making money. Then from there, I want to get into another business / production. That's going to require cattle. So that everything wraps around to each other. So now all we got to do, get our plan really started. Let's just go ahead and knock out this entire field. And we are done with this field. Wait a minute. That's planted. That's done. Only thing left to do would be spray chemicals. Yeah. So we gotta spray, save up for a harvester, and save up for the other stuff. That there's done, and I'm calling it a day. We have gotten everything planted, ready to go. It's been an uneventful day, but it's been a day at that. So that means we need to move more trees tomorrow. Need to buy a combine, eventually look at getting some type of shed so that we don't have to do this, and then we can buy the other productions, all that good stuff. So going to bed, we'll deal with it in the morning. So we've done half of our work so far. We made about roughly $55,000. Now we need to come over here and do my favorite thing in the whole wide world, and that's shopping. And it's gonna be a boring shopping because I already know what I'm getting. We're gonna buy this Massey Ferguson corn header, harvester, and of course the actual header over here. This is only gonna run us $35,000, so we'll have plenty of money left in the banking account. Let me come up here and go ahead and purchase it and get on our way. And I need to pay for the rental as well. $37,000. There we go. Let's take it back on to the farm. And here we are back at our farm. Now I do know this much. There's not really a whole lot to do today, but it is getting packed over here in my little section of the farm. I don't think I can honestly fit any more equipment over here without just finding a barn. So that's what we're going to do real fast. I want to put up a barn right here in this one corner. Since this is like our entrance and exit to the forestry area, I want to put a barn up right here in this area. So we'll jump up, get it built, and show you all the results. So we got everything kind of done with that. We put ourselves up a new little shed, getting that out of our way. And we now officially have our row where the bell area is. Now we can actually pay attention to each of our crop field that we make throughout here, because we still got plenty of land. Like, we can still probably fit about another 4 or 5 fields in this place, which is not the worst case scenario. So this will be the last little bit of this we need to deal with. Really and truly, today's a light day. We didn't really have a whole lot to do anyway, and won't be too long. I know tomorrow I want to get into some more baling type stuff. I know the day after that we're wanting to get into, of course, more fields. Shouldn't be much longer until that field right there is ready to go. Actually, you know what? Just make sure the grass has time to dry. I could mow a little section. So we also, you guys will love this. This thing is packed in here like a can of sardines. There you go. Get this thing folded, head down the road. Now, of course, the fields that y'all have seen me been baling, they're not what the final fields have came out to look like. And that's just purely because I'm not trying to waste time. I'm trying to gain time. And the bales still make us some money, so some money is better than no money. Of course, we're not going to be doing that much grass over here, but we still want to do a considerable amount to make sure that we're getting the best potential yields out of it. I don't know, this one may be a little bit smaller because we're slowly eating up some of the level ground, and there's not much of it on this place, so I want to keep a good amount for like the productions and stuff like that that I want to do. Like, I spent a lot of money on this land, but this land I spent the money on is turning out to look like it's gonna be worth every dime I spent. So now all I've got to do is sit back, relax, and knock out the rest of this little place. Done with the field, so we'll go ahead and worry about getting this windrowed here pretty soon. We're kind of done for the day, so there's nothing really to worry about. There we go. We'll close that up, go on ahead and head back over to our little quiet abode, and I think this place is starting to finally shape up. Good morning, afternoon, everybody. I must have slept in a little bit too much. So we gotta head on over here today. We are getting right back into where we left off. We have to go over there and windrow that one field. And on top of windrowing, I didn't think about this. The beans are still not ready. I thought they would be ready today. They're not going to be ready today. They probably won't be ready tomorrow. So we're just going to go ahead and pull this on out this morning. Now, I'm actually going to take this tractor right here with me to go ahead and do the windrowing. Because you know what? I'm tired of no AC. One thing we do need to think about getting here pretty soon would be getting some type of wagon or something like that so we can put our grain in once we get it. Maybe even some way to store it would be a nice way to do it, but I don't know what we're got options for yet. Because that's we got a lot of grain that we got to put up. Now the beans we're of course going to sell. The corn we're not, because we need that for the production we plan on getting here pretty soon for the fish. But in the meantime, we might as well spend our time at least windrowing this field up and get it out of the way. And there we go. We got our field done. Gonna get this thing folded up, take it back to the farm where it belongs. I mean, other than this and doing some wood, I mean, today's also gonna be another really, really slow day. I mean, we don't really want to overdo it. I mean, since we got the crop about to come in. When the crop comes in, that's when stuff is gonna really start to pick up. But we do need to go and get this off the field so we can cultivate this, plant this, then do that back there. Because we need tomorrow to sell some lumber. I would like to buy the first building here pretty soon. So this is one problem with this field. This field does have like a really big low spot right here, and it is kind of wet there really badly. We got that rain last night, but it shouldn't affect the bales too much. Just got to put that bale right there by itself until it completely dries. Because sometimes if you put bales that are wet right next on top of each other, they can burst into flames. And if that one bursts into flames, I'd rather it be away from my other hay bales, or other grass bales, so I don't end up losing my entire supply so far. Bump that back up to the proper size. So we did go ahead and make one smaller bale. We scraped everything together. We're ready to walk away with a good amount of bales now. We've been producing a lot of those, and the more the merrier, in my opinion. Now we just gotta do the fun task of pulling out the cedar, then we gotta put actually, we gotta do an even funner task. That is taking everything over there and loading up the bales and bringing them back over here and putting them right there. Alright, we just gotta pick up these bales. That's the one good thing about having these weights on the back. It allows me to at least pick up 2 of them at a time. Alrighty, let's just go ahead and put them up here on top of the trailer. And we gotta do that with all these bales in the field. So let's get it done and take these back over where they belong so that we can get this field started with cultivation. Alrighty, so we're gonna take this back to the farm. Well, actually, you know what? I think with this, let's just go ahead and take it on and sell it. There's no point in us keeping it. There you go. $8,000 in the account, which is what we need. So now that we got that done, now we just got to get the actual meat and bones done over there now. Alrighty, we got our cultivator hooked up to the back of it. Let's go ahead and head on over and start the cultivation process. We probably won't plant until tomorrow. because I don't think our crop will be ready until, I don't even think our crop will be ready tomorrow. There we go. She's done with this field. We're probably gonna leave this for tomorrow. And now it's just going to be time for us to head on down to the bottom part of the field. Go ahead and get down there and get some lumber moved. Get that done. Not really a whole lot to do today, sadly. I thought there'd be more to do, but it's just one of those things that we just don't get a lot of. We gotta go ahead and put this up. We probably want to go ahead and start putting some of this equipment up real fast, just so it's at least put up and out of the way. Now we just need to do the same thing with this tractor right here and get it in here out of the way so that we can focus on our other jobs for the day. There we go. So a strap on that right there and a strap on that. Now we just got to go ahead and start dealing with getting more lumber put up on top of this trailer for our safety. Go. Now we just got to go over here, pick up this, and get ready to get the lumber ready for tomorrow. Whew. Time to get lumber. Let's go. Oh, there we go. That's another, so there we go. That is another $50,000 in our pocket. So that leaves us enough money to go ahead and get the new building put up. I do want to take a look and see if there's any other productions and stuff like that that we can possibly look at. So we're gonna, once we get home, I'm gonna jump into the 3D modeler that's on my iPhone and kind of show y'all what I'm looking at and what we could possibly be looking at getting. Coming on home, or we may, we'll figure it out. Plus, we got a lot of work to do. We still have to plant that over there today. There's a lot of work. So let me go ahead and head on inside of here and show y'all the 3D modeler. Alrighty, so here is the 3D modeler. It is with the up-to-date, it's high technology, I'm telling y'all. With up-to-date technology, you kind of see like where the low spots in our field is right there. So this is what I'm looking at right here. For our fish factory, it's $39,000. So it's not humongously expensive, but it's not cheap. This is something else I do want to take a look at because it's $60,000. May not be the worst case scenario. So this right here would produce a different type of fish that we could, yellow perch production. So we would actually be selling live yellow perch. So this is something else we can do right here. And we would be able to sell different stuff like pallet, like all these different things on there. And if we, and all it needs is trees. So like planks, we get roughly 2,000. Furniture, I mean, there's a lot of different things. Prefab walls, we'll be making a lot of money for. I think that that's kind of like our best case scenario to kind of move forward, is to buy the lumber and we move from there. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and call them up, get them to come over here and build ourselves a new lumber facility. Come on, just gotta push this right over here. It'll be that simple. Just drop it off right there. There we go. So now we can just simply take this right here. So now we can kind of see what each one requires. So if I want to start with prefab walls, which we do, kind of want to start with all of them. So what we're going to do now is we're going to spend some time. We're going to pack this thing full. Hopefully make us a lot of money over the next few weeks. All right, there we go. Turn those in. That's 65,000 liters of wood. And so now we can kind of open this up. As you can see, I did decide we're turning off planks, but we're going to have everything else spawning. Prefab walls are really and truly what we should be running mainly, but this other stuff, it all makes some decent stuff because we also want to do wood chips. So if we do wood chips, that's going to put us in a situation where we can do charcoal eventually once we have another good amount of money, and we can just start doing a production chain from there. All right, there we go. So we got that tree ready to go right there. We're going to take our skid steer and we're heading back on up to the main farm. So that's running as much lumber as it can all at one time. And it's just exciting to see what we've been able to accomplish. So we do want to start planting some crops that are going to start producing a little bit faster. I know we didn't buy what we wanted to buy, but hey, at least we got a production up and running today. Hopefully pretty soon we can start looking into buying like cattle, sheep, something. Do hope that here pretty soon, once we do buy that one facility, that will start rocking up our money. I'm not really too worried about it until the corn is about ready to go. That's why you do see me push it off every now and then. There's no reason for me to worry about having it if it's not going to be able to be useful. Alright, so we'll put that there. Should be good. Combine's ready to go. Looks like we should be harvesting pretty soon. Probably tomorrow if I take a guess. My best guess is until tomorrow we go to another mowing of one more field. Because we don't really want to end the day too early. Especially when there's a lot of stuff that we can get done in a short time period. And for anybody wondering, I do have the economy set at normal. I don't know how I'm making this much money. I'm just a really good businessman. So this is going to be the size field for this one. We're probably not going to cultivate this one. So we actually may just leave this blank for the productions that's going to go over here. We're coming really close to the edge. I can put more fields in the back. I want my productions closer to the front area, and that's where I feel like it'd be best suited. So let me go ahead and get this completely knocked out, and hopefully don't run out of diesel between now and the end of this mowing. Alright, looks like we ran out of diesel. I need to go back up to the shop and get a diesel drum from the store. Let's go ahead and head up there. There we go, got that paid for, and we also paid for our leasing. Don't you dare think I'd forget about that. There we go, just gotta head on over here, and we'll go ahead and fill this tractor up. There we go. Now she's firing back up. We should be able to finish this job out pretty quickly, let it dry out for just a little bit, and get back to our normal job, which this should be the last bit of the day. Pull on in over here, and this should be actually a day. We're calling it a day after this. There we go. Alright, so we're good there. That down there is ready to go. That has that stuff. We're done. Now, one thing I do want to look at is the 3D modeler for a cattle pen of some sort. I mean, a dairy barn would be nice. That's $100-something. Yeah, I mean, we could go with this right here as our cattle barn. We're going to look at this, because if we get this right here, I know we get milk. So, it would be, what's our logical standpoint of $135,000 when we go to look at it. So, I'm calling it a day. I'll see y'all in the morning. Hey, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing this morning? We had a busy day today in front of us. We have to go pick up what little wood we have and take it and go sell it. Alrighty, so it looks like they actually produced a lot of wood over here, so that's perfect. Here we go. 1,000 for prefab walls. So now we're just gonna take this simply just throw it up here. There we go. What's funny is each one of those prefab walls is $10,000 almost. So we'll make some good money. And look at that right there. Something that simple made us that much money. That is what we need to see. We need to see more of that, which means we can put up the other production. After we get the hay off that field, we can go ahead and put up that new field. Alongside, we need a harvest today. Today is the first day of harvest, so we gotta get that going. There's lots of work to do today. Alrighty, so we got the baler hooked up, which is fine with me. I'm just gonna close this back glass. Now we just need to go knock out the baling of that grass field. Go ahead and get it ready because we need to build the new production over there. Get that ready as well. We're gonna probably go with the one that turns into fillets because that just makes the most sense. The one thing I did forget about is the fact that I did not windrow this one. It should be fine. It need to really be windrowed, but I did kind of forget about the windrowing. Alrighty, so now let's get this whole thing baled and knocked out as quick as we can. We'll go take it and sell it, and then put the new production over here so we're ready when the corn's ready. Then we got to harvest and then replant that. Let's get all the work done. So let's go ahead and get it started. And there we go. That is the baling done. And now we just gotta get the baling put onto the trailer. Alright, we got that over there. I don't feel like we should move them just yet. We're gonna go ahead and start this up. Gotta go ahead and start this on up. Move it forward. Right about there. Yeah, we'll jump into this. We gotta go to town and buy 2 wagons real fast so we have something to put the beans in. So we went ahead and picked up ourselves just 1 wagon. This right here should be big-ish. Yeah, big enough for right now. I had to leave myself enough money to be able to buy the production that we're wanting to get. So let's take this on back to the farm, and hopefully it won't take us too long before we can get this back to town, sell this, and move on. Alrighty, we're good to go. Now we just turn on the header, and we should be pretty much good to go. All we gotta do now is harvest. The bean dust's a little bit more than I thought it'd be, but now we just gotta harvest this real fast, and it should not take us too long at all to get this knocked out. Alright, shouldn't take us too long to get this thing completely knocked out, so let's go ahead, get it done. So right now, everything's looking plumb fine with this. The yields are looking very well for what we thought we were going to get compared. So if we keep these kind of yields up, we'll have no problem at all. It's just we got to get this stuff knocked out. I'm hoping we can at least make like $10,000 off of this. Enough to pay back the wagon we bought because that was a $10,000 wagon. I don't know for 100% what the next step exactly is going to be when we get done with this. We may have to move a couple more trees, then get on to moving the bales. Then we got to get that thing in. A lot of stuff to do. Faster we get done, the better. The faster we can move on to tomorrow to start our next steps, because corn might be done tomorrow. Let me look at the monitor. So according to it, I think it does have 1 more day left into it before it's ready to rock and roll. We'll see where it's at tomorrow so we know what's the correct steps to do from there. But so far, so good, yielding great, and I couldn't ask for anything better. Go ahead and put the pipe out. So we are done with this field over here. It actually maybe just barely fill this thing. This thing holds like a good amount. I think it's like 14,000 liters. Oh, 15,000 liters. So this holds 15,000 liters, and it didn't hold all of it, so that's good. Alright, roughly about 15 something thousand dollars later, or how much ever we got. Not too terrible. We need to head on back, get those bales off that property, and let's go ahead and build ourselves a good old new production today. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and take this on down there to that field, get all the bales loaded up onto the trailer. Figured I'd use this right here just to go ahead and transport it down there all at one time. And then we also need to come back and we gotta get the bales off there, replant that. Ooh, there's a lot of work. Replant today. We are gonna wait till tomorrow to replant. Alrighty, these bales look good to me. Everything's put over here all nice, neat, and organized. So this is basically what we're just going to keep stacking out the bales to get bigger so that we can have plenty of feed to feed the cattle once we do eventually get them. Now, there's a lot of stuff that we got to deal with over here, but I'm not going to deal with it just yet. I am going to head down the road and I'm going to get working on the new facility. Alrighty, so here it is. We have our fishing facility. It's our yellow perch facility, and this right here is where we'll be growing our live fish and selling them from. This is where we'll put the corn. It's actually a nice little spot. I do like the way this is built. There's another one that we're eventually going to get as well that only needs corn as well. We'll pick it up, but I think I'm done for the day and nothing really to worry about, so calling it quits. Well, good afternoon, everybody. We've been getting stuff going. We're getting a lot of lumber over there moved today, but I'm actually leaving it alone. Day is going to be a faster day than normal because I want to let everything collect down there for a few days and just sell everything all in one go. On top of that, I want to go ahead and plant in this field, which means really and truly like two things to do. Now, one thing we're doing today is we got to go pick up some solid fertilizer. Alrighty, so we got our 3 pallets of solid fertilizer we'll take back to the farm. Ooh, I forgot to pay the bill. Let me stop over here at the gas station real fast and pay that bill. Alright, there we go. Now we can get back on the road. Alrighty, so we'll come on back here. Go ahead and pull on under here with this. At least get out of the way. So one thing I do want to look at doing is possibly replacing the Case IH over there with like a John Deere of some sort. I don't know with what yet. What size? I know another medium-sized tractor would be kind of nice about now, but I don't know if we can justify it just yet. We'll put some good old canola in the ground on this field. So this shouldn't take us too long, hopefully. Canola will help replenish the ground. Once we harvest that field and this field gets harvested as well, we're putting corn in this field, soybeans in that field over there, kind of swap them because we need as much corn as we're going to need. I'm scared for that over there to become profitable. We might have to buy some corn. We'll see what we can do. If we have to buy like a container or two from some local farmer, we'll do it if necessary. Oh, okay. So yeah, we need to do that as well. We need to get the sprayer in that field and get that field sprayed as well. So shouldn't take too long. So let's go ahead and knock this out as quick as we can. Alrighty, so we made a mistake. We actually ran out of fertilizer, which we need plenty of that for this field. So let's go ahead and take you over here and start throwing bags in there. So now we can focus on getting this field finished. I didn't think about making sure that was filled just yet. I was more worried with just getting the work done as fast as I can. And there we go, another field knocked out. So we got the seed put down for this field. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and put this back over here. We'll take the old International out for a little spin. Been a few days since we took her out. Going back up, put some fertilizer in there, or some herbicide. Now we'll go ahead and start knocking out. Shouldn't actually be too much longer before these are ready to harvest. I'd say guess about 2 more months. Alrighty, so everything looks like it's going pretty good out here in the field. We're getting all these weeds sprayed down. The weeds are a little bit taller than I would like them to be. I probably should have hit them yesterday, but I just didn't think about hitting them when I should have. May not be the worst thing in the world for me to hit a field with a mower, because now we're done with that. Come on. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, there we go. She does not like this go anymore. It's like ever since I bought her, she's starting to want to start off slower and slower and slower. We might want to look into figuring out what we can do for her. But looks like we're done for the day. We got everything we need done. We have that field about there mowed. We'll bale it tomorrow. Well, we'll windrow it, bale it, plant it, cultivate it. I feel like we're just getting a rut with it, but there's so much stuff we're trying to do at the same time. There's so little of time to really do it all. We got that to do back there. We're trying to get everything knocked out as quick as we can. Then new production's working. Hopefully that production's working. Hopefully the new one is working soon. So, no further ado, there's a steak waiting on me in here. We are heading on over to the selling place where we sell everything at, because I don't know if y'all have noticed or not, but I'm looking at a lot of money. So we also started making just regular planks, not just long planks. So we'll see how much this all sells for. I'm expecting a pretty good penny. We'll see. But we also got some really good news. We get to start the new production today. All of our corn's finally ready to harvest. And now that it's ready, it's time for us to do our job. So, before we do that though, 70,000 is my guess. There's 60,000. There's another 30,000, so 60 plus 40. We're looking, oh yeah, we're looking at plenty of money. We have $100,000 to our name, and that's plenty of money to me. So what we'll do with that money is look into some kind of other production, see what else we can afford, and get into as a business. Alright, so we're ready to rock and roll this morning. Everything's ready to go. All we gotta do is hitch up this, get the wagon hitched up. I don't know what we're gonna spend the money on just yet, so we'll leave it for later. So this corn looks like it's yielding pretty decent. Not the best over here on this side, but it is what it is. We did spray fertilizer on it, or the nitrogens that needed. So shouldn't be dealing with it. Alright, there we go. So we didn't even make it one full lap around the field before we got full. So that puts me in high spirits about this field. But this is also a really big field of corn, so hopefully everything goes my way. We can get like 30,000 liters of corn off this. Go. Shut that off. Alright, we'll take this on out of here. We'll take it over to the facility, go and drop it in there, and get some fish started. Go, just gotta turn in here. So this is one thing we cannot like take like a semi truck in here for. If we were to ever get one. There we go. Alrighty, so we got those done. Gotta unload this right here. Just had to fill it up real fast. Oh, back it up. There we go. Do think the next thing we need to buy would be another tractor of some sort. I definitely do know we need to get some type of bell wrapper. Here we go. It's one load down. Now we just need to get 2 more of those. Now we just need to knock out the rest of these. Hopefully there's about at least another trailer load and a half in there. If we can get another trailer load and a half, that'd be preferred. Here we go. Shut it off there. Head back over there, come back. So this means we have 30,000 liters, which is a really good thing. Pull on in. Go. We gotta do the windrowing over here. So what we're gonna do is we've been working a lot longer on this cornfield, and I thought we were gonna take on it. We're gonna spray that field real fast, even though you probably don't think it's gonna be that much. We'll windrow that. We're calling it a day after that. I gotta take a break. You know what? We're just staying in this tractor as much as I don't want to. It's one of those things. It's like you gotta have one good solid tractor around the farm to keep the rest of the farm moving. That's just this tractor. We've put so many hours, and so much work on this tractor. It's pathetic. The one good thing about this tractor right here is she knocks out plenty of acres pretty quickly. So where normally you'd spend hours and hours and hours spraying a field like this, well, this sprayer and this does a really good job. You need to think about getting some more herbicide, possibly getting another tractor, because this tractor we've put so many hours on over the last few months. We've got to do something. So that's one thing down. Now we just need to get this hooked up. We need another shed of some sort. Because, I mean, the equipment we have now is working. We're doing a lot of good work with it. But we need to upgrade some equipment here pretty soon. We're outgrowing the size of equipment we have pretty quickly. So far, this field right here looks like it's doing pretty good. We've gotten most of it knocked out. We need to start moving more of these trees. Go, we got all that over there. You're good to go. We're good to go on that. So now we'll take this on back to the farm, and you know what? We've been working so much today, I'm not even gonna worry about the lumber. I'm going to go home and get me some good food in me. I've been working at this for hours now. It's pathetic how long we've really been working at this. Alright, so it's another day, another dollar. We got go ahead and head over here and pick up our fish. We got 3 pallets of fish ready to rock and roll. On top of 3 pallets of fish, looks like we have a field ready to harvest, but don't know when we're getting to that today. Alrighty, so we got 6,000 liters of yellow perch. We're gonna go take these and head over to the store and sell them, which gives us more of a meaning to these things. So this is the cool part about these fish. We're actually going to the livestock auction. We're selling them there because technically they're livestock. So these are fish meant for like ponds and stuff like that. These are not like meat-eating fish just yet. These need to grow out. Now, of course, if we buy like a perch, a yellow perch thing, we'll put them into that. But I mean, of course, if we buy a fillet shop and stuff like that, we'll fillet them. That would be different. But here, we got some. Might as well take them over here and go ahead and sell them for how much are they sell for? I don't know. So I've been looking at the prices, comparing it to corn. I don't know if we made a right call or not. All right, so there we go. We got that in there. We're ready to rock and roll for a normal day out here. So first thing we're gonna do. It's been a little bit since I had the opportunity to drive this old tractor. Put her in gear, and we're actually gonna go bale a field real fast. On top of baling a field, we're on to figure out what's our next stages because we need to plant that field and harvest another field. So there's still a lot. Like that's the one good thing about this is there's lots of work to do. But next month stuff goes slow. So I've been looking at it. There's one thing I would like to start getting into, and that is maple syrup. So I'm thinking about getting into like a maple syrup type production. Just something simple, easy, and quick to do. Should make a good amount of money. It's only 16 grand to get into it, so maybe we can get like a couple of those trees out here. I don't know. That's what I was kind of thinking about doing. Kind of am also thinking about leaning towards getting into different type of agriculture than what we've been in, like getting into more greenhouses and stuff like that. Give me more stuff to start selling more often. But I'm also kind of wanting to consider not doing that until I can get a good old cattle barn, because cattle are something I really need to just either bite the bullet and get into or stop and just start saving money, because I am running out of time to figure out what's my next decisions, because I need to start making mass amounts of money quickly as possible. Another thing that I've thought about getting into is like soup productions, seeing what I could do with like some different types of soup. I know that over there is doing amazing for wood, so we're gonna leave that as it is. But I don't know what my next step needs to be. Alrighty, so we're done with that over there. Now we're heading on back where we came from. Actually, that was not as difficult as I thought it was gonna be. Now we gotta move towards, we're leaving that by the way for another day. Telling those that groups is working better right now. We need to focus on planting that field right there. That's our next goal. After that, harvest. Alrighty, so I just called a local guy to come out and give me some field data. So now that I will actually be able to see, I spent 10K on the information for our fields, and it looks like we have some pretty interesting information. So this is what our fields look like. It's a pretty striped. Also, you can kind of see what needs what kind of seed, what yields the best. This is the best yielding, of course, and it's highly reflected. There we go. Another field planted. So another job bites the dust. We're probably gonna wait till tomorrow to at least move the bales from over there. Really and truly, that's just a tomorrow job. With how much is left with today, we should be able to knock out the day pretty, not necessarily early, but within a decent time. So far, this field seems like it's doing a lot better than what it did before. As you see, it was a lot closer to dark orange when we did the grass, but now that we're doing this, it's a lot better quality. So that's full. Now that's full. We're gonna go back to the farm and walk there and bring back our good old grain cart. We really need another tractor. We've put too many hours. I feel like I'm always in this tractor right here. It is ridiculous with how much we do. Trying to look here while this thing's unloading. It's taking sweet time to see if there's any tractors on the used market that I could use. I mean, that's not a bad deal. Maybe. Alright, so we're gonna head back out here. Do you think we definitely need to look at spending some money today? Now, how much of that money do we plan on spending? I have no clue yet. There we go. We're unloading again, which what I can see from these samples, they look pretty decent inside there. I just do know this it's getting hot in this thing, and I'm getting ready for something with a cab or something at least. There we go. We're ready to rock and roll now. So we're gonna go ahead and take this on down to town and get these sold for as much money as we can get them sold for. All we gotta do is just turn on into here and sell these, which isn't too big of a deal. We only made 10 grand off that. Oof, ain't really worth a whole lot, but something's better than nothing. Go. And we're done with that. Now we just gotta take the wagon on into town and get it fully unloaded, sell what's left of it. So we've already made that original 10 grand. Now we gotta make more. I don't know how much more. If I had to take a guess, roughly 49%. Too much money. Way too much money. I'm joking. Not too much money. But roughly about 5,000 if I take a guess. So I'm going to head on over to that and get that done. Alright, and we're home sweet home. Now we just got to move all of our equipment back in the shed. Which, no, that's not what we're doing right now. We need to head on over here, get more trees and put it inside there. Tomorrow's a whole new day for a whole lot more fun. And welcome to day 365. We get to sit back, and actually today is the last day of the month, and of course tomorrow is the day we technically started on this journey. There we go. Get that sold, and then we'll get that sold. That's, oh my, $271,000 already. Whoo. Okay, hold up. That means we can do an actual major upgrade. You know what? I'm taking this back to the farm, and we're gonna get an upgrade for the farm. I'm tired of some of the old equipment we have. Let's get an actual nice piece of equipment. You know, everybody gets to the point. If you got 200, this is 1/4 of my debt. Might be 1/4, but I would rather live with a nicer truck. So I'm gonna take this into town, and I'm gonna keep that tractor over there for right now. But I'm taking this into town, trading it, and get me something nicer. Alrighty, so this truck costs $26,000. And then we got $9,000 back for our old truck over there. Now I'm gonna have me a little bit of fun. I want this. $45,000 for this tractor right now. And we're picking up another drill, which this drill can connect to that other drill, which is perfect for each other. But let me go ahead in there and get our stuff purchased so we can walk away with it today. And there's $40,000 in our banking account. Now we just need to get this and that truck back to the farm. So let's go ahead and get everything where it belongs, so we can get to work. Well, we got everything back to the farm. We got our old drill hooked up to our new one. Everything's full of some seeds. Now we can really start planting a lot more at one time. So this is gonna somewhat double our working width, which is realistically what we've been needing to help out over here. And we also need to spray that field today. Get those bales moved out. Oh, there's so much to do. And there we go. We're done with this. So first job of the day with the new tractor is done. I will say this tractor is really nice. All right, so next point of movement, let's get this hooked up and get to the good old forklift. Go, got that loaded up. We'll throw a strap on you real fast. There you go. Just gotta simply get over there to where the bells are and load them up. Now this truck right here is what you call luxury. We gotta load these up real fast. I do probably want to take either want to take them and unload them off at the cattle. I know they said that they need some more hay or grass here pretty soon. We can put them where we've been putting all the other bales and buy the wrapper finally. That might not be a bad idea. To finally just stop beating around and just buy the wrapper. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're just not gonna beat around the bush anymore. We're gonna finally buy the wrappers. Let me get this loaded and let's go to town and buy a new wrapper. And all right, there we go. We got all the bales put out here. So now we're just gonna jump in the truck, head to town, and go get ourselves a bell wrapper. I'm gonna actually buy it because I believe that these bells are small enough I can actually wrap. All right, all we gotta do now, unfold, go. So right now it looks like we're actually doing, the bells are working, so it's actually doing its job halfway decent. We just got to go through and wrap each one of these. All right, while that wraps that one, I'm going to take a little bit of time off, and I'm going to go ahead and spray out one field so I can focus on that in between days. We'll take the new tractor. Why not? There's hardly any hours on the old girl that at least I've put on her, but there's enough where I'll just jump on into here. And all we had to do is come over here and get all this knocked out. It took like 2 or 3 minutes max to do. I should have been done it. All right, now we got that done and that sprayed. Let that finish folding up, and I'm gonna focus on getting those bales right to the first day, and then go cook me a nice, you know what, pork chop sounds good to me right about now. So I'm gonna part this up, get my work done so I can get me some food. Alrighty, so welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to day 1 of year 2. We're getting it close. Like, we only have $192,000 in a banking account, but I've been looking at that. Let's look at my 3D models for a second. So I've been looking at some barns, and I'm going for sheep. So this is what I'm kind of thinking. We put nice little sheep enclosure right here. You know what? let me get this figured out. Let me get it built, because this is definitely what we're doing. We're going to buy a lot of sheep. We're going full in on the sheep productions. And a lot of money later, I have made a really big judgment call. We'll see if it pays off at the end of the day. Let's go show you what we got here. This is what we're looking at right now. We have 150 sheep, 3 rams. This is how much food they need, water they need. It's going to take a lot to keep them healthy, but I think we can. But this is also something else we put in. We also put a water in right here to where we can have we can put a trailer right here. It should be able to load it while it's unloading. On top of that, this is a fabric place where we'll make like all the fabrics and stuff like that over here. So we'll transport the wool from over here there to over here to hopefully make more money and eventually onto like clothing to make even more money quicker. And to move on the correct path, we got to go ahead and load up in the truck and go pick up ourselves new water trailer. Now, of course, as y'all kind of see back there, we didn't do all the bales last night because I thought about it, and sheep were a good way to go. I don't think cattle are going to be able to make us enough money in time to where they'd be worth it, especially since we can't just sell like all of our equipment to pay the loan off. I'd rather not deal with that like that, so this is our best option. And too much money later, we got ourselves a nice little trailer back there for the watering of the animals. Alright, so we're going to have that fill up. While that's filling up and filling up the trough, we're going to head on over there and we'll go ahead and get the bales put up onto the trailer and be able to work from there. Alrighty, so we got plenty of feed for the sheep. We got plenty of bales just sitting over here waiting. Now I'm leaving this by itself. Sheep have plenty of stuff to work with the next few days. On to the next task of the day, and that would be spraying this field right here. We have to spray a field, get another field ready to rock and roll, which really and truly means there's not a whole lot to do. There we go. Oh, no, 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 no. Please don't tell me. Please don't tell me. Please don't tell me. No, 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 no. That's not good. That's not good. Oh, that's not good. So my bottom latch is just broke off and it bounced off. Let me get back over there. We'll rehitch the top latch. See if we can keep these bottom latches on long enough to get me back to the farm. I cannot believe that just happened. So it looks like the lumber company is doing a pretty good job over here getting all the lumber done. But we got to move back on over there, get more work. I just was checking up on it because I want to make sure we get the same amount. Because really and truly, that lumber company is just going to be our big helper to get us where we need to go. You know what? With the next big paycheck, as much as I don't want to, yeah, I'm gonna get another one of these. So there's another option. We can purchase this for $130,000. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of looking around trying to figure out what's next step and solution to do. If you look here, those are normal. I mean, I can mow this back here, but I'm not gonna bale it. I never bale it the same day that I mow it. Let me head over there and go mow that. And by the way, so I am gonna have to call somebody about the sprayer. I just don't know what I'm gonna do just yet. All right, we'll go ahead and put it down here and get mowing. So this is pretty much what we have to do right now. We're gonna sit here and mow this field, get it all mowed up nice and pretty, because I mean this is pretty much our main grass field at this point. There we go. And this is another field knocked out and done. Time to wrap her on up and go on to the next project, which is I need to move more lumber into the factory so we can keep making what we're making right now. Alrighty, we are done with that. So I'm gonna go down there, get my job done, so I can go to bed. We got those fed up and watered up for the day. And yes, I know it does say $40,000. Had an interesting problem. Long story short, we ended up getting a good amount of money. We sold some stuff off just to make sure room was getting processed right. Alrighty, so we got a load up majority of this stuff. We're not taking all this over one time because there was an incident that happened where I had to run time forward. I did everything the best I could to fix it, but one thing we are going to do, we are going to allow us to sell half of it today, half of it tomorrow, but we do have to spend the money. We can't put all the money right here towards going through to the loan. It's got to be used for something else to benefit the farm, because this is all legit. This is all lumber from over there. I mean, this is all legitimate products, so there's no reason really to get rid of it. So let me get this knocked out and we'll get everything fixed. Alrighty, so we got everything loaded up here. 19 pallets of planks, 8 pallets of beams, 9 pallets of long plates, and 4 pallets of prefab walls. Should be a piece of cake. We just gotta take it real slow because I may have loaded it wrong. And by wrong, I mean all the weight on the tail and not the front. And you can see that by how far up off the ground my thing's lifted. So let's try to get this up there soon. And $150,000 later, and we are heading back to the house. Now we got some serious money coming in. Now we got to look at actually doing what we need to do, which is the new facilities. Alrighty, we'll head down here because now we gotta look into putting up our new facility. So what I'm thinking is we do something as simple as possible, and that is put another facility like right here. We also want to get a charcoal facility so we can turn this into worth more. Let's get it done. So we got to move all this wood chips right here over here to this new facility. So this is our new woodshed facility. We're going to be, of course, using it to make lumber, but this over here is a new addition. This is a $50,000 addition. This is a charcoal production. So we'll turn all the wood chips we get into charcoal, so we're making more, which we're making money now, but imagine once we get that other one over there running as well with lumber. Wood chips are flying through here. Like, it's going to be magical how much money we'll be making from just this facility alone. We also added in another production over there where the sheep are. I made a mistake. Didn't know it until I did it. So I had to put over there a new cloth facility because I put the clothing facility over there. So now we got to move what wool we have into the facility. We have that there. All right, now we just got to put some lumber in it. First job we got to do before we get that rocked out and rolled, we got to go and windrow that and bale it over there. While I'm sitting here thinking about it, stylist shows for the most in January, so we'll hold it off on the bales till January. I will not lie, it kind of looks good to have multiple different facilities down here, all for the same thing. Now, one thing I want to do is I want to buy a semi-truck. I think hauling everything on a flatbed of a pickup truck just isn't working enough now, especially with how much we have to still do. We need to knock it out and knock it out in a hurry. So let me go ahead and finish this up. Let's go ahead and knock this out as quick as we can. And that's a wrap in that field. So we'll move on. That's the new spinnery, by the way. We just got to put the wool into there. But before we do that, let's go drop this back off where it belongs. Alrighty. Now we just got to go do the simple task of bringing wood from down there to up here to these two guys. Move forward to tomorrow. Alright, so we got that to take, that to take, that to take. We have a ton of stuff. How are we going to manage to push all this? You know what? I have an idea. Let's go back to the tent and let's go ahead and get ourselves a loan. We need a minimum. Remember that truck I was looking at? It's like 50,000. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a loan for 30,000 and offer them basically every dime I have in my banking account with the 30,000 and pay it back after I give the stuff back. All right. So with all the facilities we have on, we qualify for a $30,000 loan. We take that loan like we just did. We're gonna offer them $56,000 for it. Let's go get our new truck and trailer. And $56,000 later, we have ourselves a Max semi truck. Now this is what the doctor ordered right here. Now we got our new little rig. I mean, it's not a bad little setup right here. Got ourselves a nice little rig, trailer. Now we gotta do is just load up all of our stuff onto it. Which now we'll be able to move everything all at one time instead of having to take multiple trips like we were about to have to start doing. Especially when we have all this overflow from yesterday. So let me go ahead and get all this loaded up. Let's go find out how much she's worth. And after way long of getting this stuff set up, we have fully loaded semi truck that may be worth a lot more money than I may be willing to admit. So that may be a lot of money. Wow. Got our truck here now. Oh, repay all that. So that's how much money we have to work with now. That should be enough to do anything we want to do. So, this last simple thing we have to do is to finish the last little bit of work. There's not a whole lot of work. We can sit here and worry about doing this over here. There's nothing really to do for the beans. There's nothing to do for the beans. Sheep have been moved around, fed. We need to go bale that one place, which we've already done that over there, and moved all that lumber. That took a lot of time. I'm not gonna lie to nobody. It took a lot longer to put all that lumber where it needed to go than it probably should, like 20 minutes probably. I do think it's time for us to trade in the old harvester. I know we haven't had it for long, but hey, I think it's time we trade the harvester in and get something a bit bigger and something that can help out though. So this right here seems like it's actually, we have interesting decisions in front of us, because I mean there's nothing really else to do today other than sit here with the baler and bale this one field. I know I wouldn't mind kind of looking into forestry. I want to go take a look at that one forestry area over there, see what it would look like if we got into a little bit more forestry stuff. Alrighty, so we got all that done now. All of our bales have been baled, and we can move on to the next task, which hopefully won't take as long as this did. You know what? I'm sitting in a tractor. Ain't no point in going back just for a pickup truck. They can go a little bit faster than this, so I'll just go ahead and drive over there and look at it. One thing I would have to do is get the landowner's permission to drive through this field, but you know what I mean, make like a path going directly from there to there. I don't think buying that over there would be the wisest decision as of right now. I think holding off for a little bit may be the best bet and spend the money slowly. All right, we got that there. I mean, there's not really a whole lot more for us to consider buying right now. We have everything we need. You know what? I'm finally going to build more shop space so we can put everything up instead of having leaving stuff out, because I can't get to it because everything's compacted in there. Let me build some more shop space. Let's get it done. And just a couple hours later, you have ourselves our new digs, our new shop for us to do work in. On top of that, you have our new shed. I mean, I really do like this a lot better than just what we were dealing with before. I really feel the development part now, we can start considering what's the next steps. 5 months out is when my plan is to start just really saving up that we hit it, because we're not making a whole lot of money. But I'm gonna go inside and enjoy me some nice food and some luxuries for the first time in a year. Say this much this morning, this sucks. It is raining, of course, on top of raining. It is cold, and I have no shelter over the cab, but yet there's a lot of work to do. So today's gonna be a short day. With the weather the way it is, there ain't no point in us really worrying about it too much. We are going to go ahead and just put the charcoal, of course, in here to go ahead and start making charcoal, or this in here to make charcoal, and then we'll leave everything else the way it is. Alrighty, we got the last scoopful for it right here. We'll unload this. We gotta grab the bell spike, and then since we're not bringing it back over here to wrap it or anything, we are just gonna do the simple thing, and we're gonna put it in the sheep shed. So hopefully it's up here, and I'm telling you this much, I'm returning this sucker here pretty soon, and I'm excited for it. And yes, I do know I need to pay the payment. I paid it last. I keep paying it. It's just I don't tell y'all every time I pay it. There's no point, but we do need to go and pay it eventually. Yeah, this rain is really starting to get in my tractor. Alright, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna move all these bales real fast inside the shed. I need to maneuver the pallets that's in there over here. I need to move that cloth over to there. There's a lot of moving, and I'm starting to dislike that more and more. Give them some water. Now we just gotta move all this. So we put all the bales in here. Now we just gotta move all this into there, as we're giving them plenty of water. Alrighty, so we'll take this tray over here. We'll unload and put all the wool and fabrics in here. Alright, there we go. We have all the wool and fabric stuff put up, and I am done with close that up. I am done for the day, because there's nothing else to do. It's pouring rain, and we've done all of our chores that we need to do. So maybe a really short day, but hey, we're done at least. Alrighty, just gotta take these here. Oh man. And almost $300,000 later, wow, we made a ton of money, and we have ridiculous cash. If we stay on our current track we're right now, every 2 months selling all the lumber, we're doubling our output. That's insane. And we're pulling back up into our facilities, which is a lovely morning out here. I actually just got to turn it around real fast. Didn't mean to go into there. We'll leave her there for right now. we got to get the old harvester out with the header. Yep, there's the header. We're good to go. So one thing I have been thinking about doing is going ahead and switching out our harvester for something a little bit newer. I've decided that, you know what, we got to get the harvest done faster. I feel that our main bottleneck right now isn't really planting anymore because the bigger planter, it's definitely not spraying, it's definitely not mowing. So our next biggest bottleneck would be the harvesting. Well, a big bottleneck of harvesting with this one is a slow output rate. And just to make sure we do it correctly, we are going to make sure this is the last harvest she does. Go, got her hooked up. Now we just got to head over there and get the stuff out of the field to be able to hopefully get corn in the field here pretty soon. We're going to put that down, put that there, and we're good to go. We'll go and get stuff harvested. We are definitely going to have to fill it up with some diesel in between, but hey, who cares? And we are full there. All right, so we got everything put up here. I gotta go nice and easy. We have to get the diesel drum out there, and this is the only way I can get it out there without completely wrecking, without completely like having to throw it up in there. And it's sitting pretty well on the tongue, so let's go a decent little speed. Let's not turn too much. We do not want this thing to fall off by no means necessary. Oh, she's full. There we go. Got to pick this thing up back where we left off. But so far, today is going to be a perfect day to get a lot of work done. So I want to go ahead and knock out this harvest right here on top of that. Want to knock out getting another bit of grass done. Or I could replant this field with corn. I might go ahead and replant this field with corn because corn takes a hot minute to grow. So far, it looks like we're doing so good. This harvester is holding out what little it has left to do. I'm really excited to see what we can finish with. I know we need to do a little bit more forestry area. I really don't know what's after that we need to do. There's just so many minute tasks and stuff like that that we just need to get done. Get in here and get done as fast as we can without worrying too much about it. All right, so now we just gotta knock out the last little bit of this over here and we get to officially trade in for the new combine. It's a sad day, but it's a glorious day all the same go. Come on, and there she is, the last bit of this harvest with the last harvest for this harvester. It's bittersweet. This old girl got me through many harvests and got me where I am now. Look at all my facilities. Here we go, got that hooked up. Now we get to go to town, go trade her in. You know, it's that old statement. Everything must come to an end, but this thing is bittersweet. Turn on into here. I'm going to tell you the back way. I'm going to park it around here on the edge. They'll come take a look at it and tell me how much it's worth. And now we get to go shopping for new equipment. And $150,000 later, we went big. A John Deere 9770. STS. Now we can kind of just park this over here to the side, put it out of our way. This, we're just gonna park it in here. We're gonna go ahead and just take this on into town, go ahead and drop it off. Alright, so we're pulling it into town. We gotta go to the local co-op or grain elevator. We're going to sell off all of our grain that we got left from the harvest. Alright, so now we're getting this sold. Now we might want to head over there and get another wagon, because if we get another wagon, that'd put us in a situation where we don't need to worry about having more than one. Now one. There we go. $20,000 in our pocket. That will more than enough pay for the new wagon. Alrighty, we just gotta head on over here, pick it up. It was actually $12,000. So I bought another big one like this, so we don't really have to worry about transporting anything anytime soon. If we need it, we need it. If we don't, we don't. Just keeps us from having to do more trips when we don't need to. Oh, you know what? I have that truck right there. I should have just done it. Whatever, we're fine. We'll live with that right there. So now we need to move on to the next fun part of the day, and that is planting. Get up and going. It's been a little bit since I actually had the opportunity to drive her. I've been using the other tractor so much, or the new Case IH, that I don't feel like I get to use her hardly ever. So it looks like we messed up and we gotta take our time a little bit and cultivate. So we're having to use our old faithful right here for a second and cultivate the land that we got so that we can go ahead and push towards our next motion. Do you think I am going to hire like a worker to come out here and help me out with like planting so I can focus on multiple other tasks? I've been doing it without any workers, but I don't think I never made a rule for myself. I can't. We can definitely afford it, so why not at this point? Now we can go ahead and get like the outer rows done. Let's go ahead and get like let's get 2 headlands done. We'll try and knock out that portion over there and we'll slowly but surely knock out resting. Alrighty, we'll set that to go right there and finish up this field. let's head on back to the farm and let's get on to the next task, which will be mowing. Now this is a mower, ladies and gentlemen. Bigger, better, stronger, and will get the actual job done. I'm so excited. So I went ahead and picked up the Vermeer mower. They had one up here. It was like $49,000. I got $10,000 back for that mower because that mower went up in value since last time I picked it up. Oh yeah, this mower is working a lot better than the other one. And there we go. We got that knocked out. All right. So there's one more thing we need to do while we're over here. I want to look into putting another field. And the best way to get another field out here would be to come out here and go ahead and rip up this tree, because I want to put another cornfield. Got all that in there. All right, now that we got that in there, we should be done with that job. We'll let that sit overnight, but there is another job that we need to do. I want to go ahead and get this out there. We're able to feed the sheep currently with what we got for grass. So if we can feed them off of what we currently got, there's no reason to really push what we got and what we don't need for the future. And there we go. We got that knocked out. We have our new field created. So it won't be too long. We'll probably put some corn in here first year. I'm trying to think if we need to do anything else. So far, we've done pretty much everything else we need to do. We've got that over there done. We have most of everything done. And now we got to jump on up into here. I guarantee it's just out of seed, because I can see the last little bit that's left in it. Oh, it's not even out of seed. We're perfect. But we got that field fully finished, planted. Now we just got to take this on home and slowly but surely start making this farm bigger and better. Now this is the fun part. This is the easy part of the farm. Now we just gotta sit back and do what's left to do and hopefully get a couple things here and there done. Alright, now we got back to this. We're calling it quits for today. We'll see what tomorrow holds for us. Alright, we'll leave that there. So I got the truck ready to go for later. We got to go ahead and get on rocking and rolling with our next steps of the day. So we're getting ready to harvest 2 fields today. I've already been up early this morning working on that big field back there. Got that knocked out. So now we just got to knock out harvesting these 2. And no, we're not planting one of them, because if we do, we'll mess up. Turn on the new harvester. So this is the first time we actually get to use her since we bought her. I get her on over here, attached to the new header. Now this header is a pretty decent size. It's not the biggest in the world. I eventually do want to get a little bit bigger of a header, but hey, it'll work for right now. And we are off. Oh yeah, we'll get this canola knocked out in no time. This is legitimately like double the size of the other header. So this is the one good thing about this harvester is, as you see, we've knocked out 2 headlands. And we're already at 5,000 liters, which means that we are on track to hold at least 10,000 liters, is what we're wanting. We want to hold as many liters as we possibly can with this machine to make it better. Alrighty, so we got it filled up over there. Now we just got to take the old wagons over there. So it almost holds 1 full wagon. Big, oof. That's a big problem. We'll turn that off. We were right there in the field. And we'll hopefully knock out the rest of this here pretty shortly. Alright, so we got all that. It was 20,000 liters from inside there. We'll go ahead and take it on in town and sell it all. There we go. Both of those open up. We got them perfectly good. Now we'll just sit back and let all this sail into there. $21,000 in our pockets after that harvest. Now we gotta go harvest the beans and we're good to go. Alright, now we gotta start on the simple task of harvesting the beans. So far the beans seem like they're yielding pretty decently. No big major issues, so as long as we stay on this kind of track, we'll be fine. We should have this field harvested. I think this field should profit us about another 20, if that's 20 or 30. Then we'll move on to the next task of the day, which is spraying. And after spraying, depending on how much time we have left, we'll see if we can windrow, and then we'll bale that tomorrow. Not worry too much about the rest of it. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and unload it into here. So this right here, this field did not yielded a little bit better than this, but also it's beans, so I was expecting that much better of yield. Pull forward. There we go. Shut it off right there. And we have everything done for that. Now we gotta run that in town, get that sprayed, get that. Oh, there's too much work to do. Let's go ahead and head on into town. Alright, so that was another $16,000. I actually made less than I thought we would. That's not good. Alrighty, we got that done. Back it on up here. We'll grab the sprayer. And we're out of herbicide. Of course we are. Let me head on into town and pick up some herbicide. And there we go. We're able to get out here in the field finally and got some of the herbicide we need. I left the pallet at the good old shop. Left it over there at the ship. Now we just got to knock out the rest of this field. And we should be looking pretty good. And we are done with that job. So we do have one issue. This is actually becoming a little bit bigger of an issue than I thought it was. A lot of water is pulling up right here. As you can kind of see, we're waving through. We need to, once we get this crop off, we need to come in here in this one area and fill it back up. Like put some dirt or overburden something. Just move it out of the way so that we can have some decent stuff. We also need to put down some nitrogen. This field did not have any put down with it. So we're putting down this liquid nitrogen right now to at least uphold the values of the ground so the corn's able to grow faster and better. I'm actually going to hit both of those as well with liquid nitrogen. There we go. Got to fill it up once again. I'm trying to hit our grass pasture. You know what? We'll leave the rest of that for after we get done. All right, we're good for right now on that. Windrower. We need a different tractor for the windrower. So we're going to hit the windrow section with this tractor right here instead of the other one. Alrighty, so we got that over there done. Didn't take us too long at all. Thought it was actually going to take a little bit longer to get that done than what it did, but hey, that leaves me with plenty of time to sit back, relax, and enjoy my time. Alrighty, so I had some of them come out and pick up more of a sample. Now we got to look at the not yield nitrogen. Terrible. Let's go fix that. And we are done with that part of the job. Now we'll come over here and hit this side real fast just to make sure that we're clean. Alrighty, we're done with that. That should be all we need to do. We are calling it quits for the day. There's some steak inside. Time to get in and get me some. Oh, good morning, everybody. It is a great morning. We are going to go ahead and get to work. There's not really a whole lot. Apparently, we're out of room over there at the sheep pen, but I don't want to go over there and move that because there's a lot of wool. If you look here at our productions, fabric, we already have 14,000 liters of wool. We are producing it and selling it as fast as we can. So there's no real point in me like really worrying about it. We're coming really closer than I really want to be to the end goal. So I'm gonna see what we can do about mixing things up and maybe buying some plant plots or something like that. Buying something that's gonna bring a value. I'm leaning towards greenhouses is what I'm currently leaning towards, but I know I've been doing a lot with the manufacturing of wood. I will go ahead and say this real fast just so y'all do know. I may have took a few days, weeks-ish to come back to record this. Long story short, I got busy with other work, with other series that's going on, and one thing led to another. I kind of just put this on the back burner for a while, so I kind of should have been focusing on this a little bit. I'm hoping over the next 2 days I can finish this up because I did not think that this was going to be pushed off as long as I did push it off for. So if there's some things that I said previously that I just don't know 100% and I misspeak, please forgive me. I've done research to make sure that I know what I'm talking about, and that will be another $97,000 in my pocket. So we'll go ahead and take our trailer back to the house. All right, so we're gonna shut that door right there. We should be good there. We're gonna kind of look at, yep, it is completely full of that. They still have feed and water, so we're good in that area. So I'm not going to worry about feeding them just yet. I am going to go ahead and head back to the farm. We need to get to some more food made for them, which is just simply Bailey. Alright, it's been a little bit since we've used her. Let's jump on into this girl. I will definitely say for like a tractor when we needed one ASAP, this tractor definitely stepped in and helped out a ton. So once we get this over here built, then we'll go ahead and worry about getting the next field planted. These next two fields planted over here, or at least one of them planted. So kind of the goal for the day is get stuff planted, more trees down there. We definitely need to make sure we're staying on that. Hold up. I want to see this before I do too much. Now this might be a wise idea. These are like 2,000. So looking at that 3D model right here I have, this is like $2,000 a piece. And we could put like several of them out here. The only issue would be manure. You know what? I'm going to figure this out real fast before we bail. I'm actually going to get like a row of these put down so that we can actually have ourselves a little bit extra money coming in. I'm going to go ahead and start figuring out how to build this correctly because I don't want to make it look like we just plopped a bunch of them in a row. I want it to look neat and organized like we have everything else. And here we are. It's actually pretty cool. We actually have individual ones of these right here. And so this puts me in a situation where I need to look at getting some kind of a semi-truck trailer for manure, and we're going to start buying manure, I guess, because each one of these is going to need it. Okay. Now I'm starting to understand how this is working. So we can start it off with just growing normal cotton, and then it'll slowly produce. Which, by the way, these all do have automatic water, so I'm not worried about the water. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make this a little bit hard on ourselves, and we're gonna get the solid fertilizer and the seeds, so we can produce the more cotton better, so we can produce more cotton. But for right now, technically we can have both these going at the same time and don't have to worry about it, in my opinion. So we're gonna head over back to the tractor. We're going to get that field started baling, and then move on to actually planting either this field or that field, probably this field. So right now it looks like we are doing a pretty good job. We are producing some bales. I kind of upped the size since we're keeping everything grass. I did up it back to 180. Does look like we need to put down some good old herbicide over there to get that back to where it should be. But I have decided that these two fields right here will be the last time we plant those two fields. I don't know if we'll plant these other fields yet or not, because right now we just need to focus on paying back the loan, and the faster we pay back the loan, the better. Now, the one thing I don't like about these fields being so close together, but we're trying to maximize space, is we do have to run over some of the field, but we do leave most of it, so I'm not really too worried about it. I'd rather run over a little bit of the field than having to miss a bunch of grass, because at the end of the day, this grass is very important to our manufacturing of wool. Alrighty, so we're going the last little bit right here. We're almost done with our job, and this will be one job ticked off for the day, and then we got to move on to spraying and planting and a lot of other stuff I really would rather not do. Alright, back it up, put it in there. Good for that. We'll shut it off actually right here, because next thing we need to do, we need to go ahead and take this and go ahead get a job done. Alrighty, we got this. We're good to go. Full of nice herbicide. We're going to take over here and spray this field. So it looks like everything is doing pretty good. I've already done a little bit of a pass. We're definitely having to knock out a lot of these weeds, which just will definitely benefit us for when it comes to doing this. So we are needing some lime put down, and I'm kind of leaning towards something. This is more what I'm leaning towards right here, and we kind of buy this. 37,000. Buy. Alright, we'll go ahead and buy that as it is, and we will go pick it up once we get done with this field. And we are done with this job. Now to move on to getting the good old lime spread, we gotta go pick up the lime spreader. On top of that, we're gonna fill it up with some lime from the lime bags. See what that does. Alrighty, so we got 2 bags sitting in there. We don't want to talk about it, but we have 25,000 liters. We spent a little bit of money. Every bag was $350. So I don't know. They're 2,000 liters a piece. You do the math. I don't feel like it today. So we're going to go ahead and head up here and get lime spreading, because we have terrible pH values. Now, one thing I am going to do, I'm going to have them deliver any other future lime to the shop. Same with any other things like lime, fertilizer, seed. I'm just going to pay for the shipping because it makes more sense to me than for me to worry about anything else. So we've already ran out of lime, and we've already spent another $5,600 on more lime. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but that is just something to have a note of, is we did spend a lot of money. Alrighty. Well, we got all of our lime loaded back up, and that took a lot of lime to get these things fully ready to rock and roll. And that is all liming that we need to get done. So we actually have our pH balances balanced right now. Alrighty, so we got that ready to rock and roll. That's in there. That's all fine. We have that done. I would like to go ahead and start moving this, but I'm actually not going to worry about that too much. In between days, during the night, after I go make supper, on that, I'm going to move the bales over into the sheep pen and load up that stuff. We're not going to worry about wood too much. I'll maybe get some more of that done. Maybe not. I'm probably going to take the rest of the day off, honestly. We'll see. But, ladies and gentlemen, going in for breakfast. I'll see y'all in the morning. Alrighty, so we got this new little thing right here. This is a buy station. So we can buy any type of material we want. We're going to cheat. Well, let me rephrase this, not cheat. We're just going to keep me from having to do 30,000 loads to the store. So all I have to do is come over here and actually buy the materials, like this right here. See, we're still getting charged from up top, but it makes it 10 times easier for me to simply drive up next to this right here, unload that. Now, we're about to spend a lot of money, because each one of these things can hold 10,000 liters a piece of each of these. All right, so you got the seed and fertilizer here, and we're going to activate on that. So we are going to activate each one of these with the seed and fertilizer, because it just makes the most sense, and then we'll be producing tons more cotton. Like, you think we produced a lot of cotton yesterday, which we did produce a good amount. We're just going to 64x what we were making. Alrighty, so what we're doing right now, we're unloading all this, and so it's going to take me a little bit to get everything unloaded into here so we can keep making cotton. This is the easiest way for us to produce a lot of cotton and produce it quickly. Alrighty, so we got everything loaded in here. We actually spent every dime. I'm actually in the hole by a little more than I thought I'd be. So we're gonna go sell some stuff and recuperate the money I'm losing at this moment. Alrighty, so I'm actually gonna sell this right here. So these bales have been sitting here for a nice little bit of time, and I think it is time to sell it all. So right now we're just taking all these bales and loading them up real quickly. That should take no time at all. Load them. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take these and go sell them in town because A, we don't have cattle, so we don't need them, and if we don't need them, there's no point in having them around here on the farm. There we go. Everything nice and neat and organized and loaded up. Now we just gotta take this on in town and go recuperate some money that we lost. Alrighty, so we'll just simply go ahead and detach all that, and we'll make $29,030. Yeah, that puts me back in that green where we needed to be. That's why you hold on to stuff like that. If you don't need to sell it, don't sell it right away. Wait until you absolutely need it, then sell it. But on to this, of course. We are right now planting some oats in this field because oats, I feel like, are the only thing that we'll be able to get away with planting. I feel like we won't have any issues of them not germinating in time. And that's like my main goal right now, is just having something that will germinate in time so that we can harvest it, because I don't think I'm planting any other fields until realistically after the 2 years. I want to put all my goal and all my work into finishing lumber. We did put a lot of lumber in there. There's a lot of lumber to really move. I'm not moving it today. I'm moving it tomorrow. 3 days worth of lumber should be a good amount of money right there. So alongside that, I'm going to pre-spray herbicide over here. I might mow today as well, but I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to yet or not, because I just don't know what the future is going to really plan for me in this situation, because we still have to make $1 million. We have $30,000 left to our name, and that's all from the silage bales that we sold, but we also have the money coming in from the cotton. I don't know how much that's going to really produce. I think each one of those pallets is 1,000 liters. So I do want to take a look at that eventually and just see what all we can make. All right, let's take this over here and refill the seed, because apparently we're out of seed as well. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering, I'm regretting life choices right about now. I think I've been regretting that for about a few days when it comes to this. All righty, so we're almost done with this first little group right here of seeding, or the first field of seeding. Then we're going to jump over there and do that field, and then really and truly the only thing will be left to do will be to jump over there and maybe do a little bit of mowing, and that's the first field done. So we're doing pretty good. I did fill it up with good old seed and fertilizer, or not fertilizer, but more seed. Alrighty, so we're gonna come over here, and I guess we're gonna put we'll put it right there. Just simple, somewhere simple, out of the way, so we don't got to worry about it anymore today. We have all the fields planted now with oats, which is what we wanted to do. And this is most likely the last planting season that we will have in all these places over here, ready to rock and roll. As you can see, they're already rock and rolling with their seed and their fertilizer that they need, which means there's nothing left to do. I do actually want to find out how much one of these how much one of these like pallets of cotton make. So we may take, so hold on, it's 1,000 liters. Usually this is per 1,000 liters. If that's true, we're gonna have some serious money sitting right here. Alrighty, so ladies and gentlemen, we'll see y'all all in the morning. Alrighty, so it's another beautiful morning here. We have an interesting load behind me. Please don't, please don't, please don't, please don't, please don't, please don't, please, 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 please. Be good, be good, be good, be good, be good. Okay, we're fine. We're okay. Alright, so now we just gotta simply turn over here and we're taking this stuff to sell it. Today is definitely going to be a selling products day. Of course, we're selling the cotton as well today, so we got a lot of stuff to get rid of. All right, there's 100 and something. I don't know the exact number. We'll say we made like 120, 150 is what we'll say we made. We have tons of more stuff we have to sell today. We have to sell wool. Totally forgot to sell that yesterday. We have to sell the rest of the lumber. There's tons of lumber. The lumber alone is easily like 2 truckloads. So this right here isn't like it's using a whole lot. This one wasn't turned on. So this is one that was. We have 400, 4,000, 4,000. That didn't have everything in it. 8,000, 5,000. So this one right here was fully full, and you can see we barely touched the surface of what we could have used out of it. So that's good information to have for the future. I might go back through and turn off the water one, because I think that might be affecting our rates. But hey, who cares? I'm gonna head over here. It's time to get some wool moved. Well, we're gonna take this on right here. I will say this does look really cool just to see like an actual semi truck leaving with products on it that we've made, and we've produced a ton of wool, like 16,000 liters. So that's 16 pounds of wool, not including what's inside of the shop that's making fabric. On top of that, of course, as you see, we are taking some fabric. We're taking 4 pallets of actual clothing because that is worth a lot of money. That's another $96,000 in the pocket. So we're at $291. 291,000. We keep this up. We'll pay the loan off in no time. That's perfect. So one thing we do have to do, it's time to do our month, every so many months, we come over here and we load up all the trees that we've put into here and we take them off. But this is going to take a hot minute to fully load up. We actually got to go get the skid steer to load them up, but we got to load up all of these. This is going to take a long time to do. If I had to take a guess, we'll probably end with $500,000. Let me take the time, get all this loaded up real fast, and put your guesses down below how much money you think we'll have after this right here. Alrighty, so we got the first load ready to rock and roll. Just gotta turn around real fast. That right there puts us at $500,000. That is half of our loan right there in our pockets. And we have 3 more months to make the rest of the money, which we're not even done. We are gonna blow past our goal so bad. Like, this may have been the smartest decisions we've ever made. Now, this is going to be a lot easier of a run right here to take over because it's nowhere near as big, so it won't flip the truck or anything like that. We don't got to worry about it. We can just take it on over there and get it done, which I did just figure out something that I can actually raise and lower this the back tandem. So that should help out with the flipping a little bit because I ain't gonna lie, I'm having the issue with this trailer doing that. And there we go. We're heading on the road. Oh, this should be the last time we sell today. So with this being the last time we're selling today, maybe we can end off on a really good note. We'll see though. And voila, $600,000. Which of course we're not keeping all 600,000. I am going to head back to the house real fast and put this trailer up because I want to buy. Oh, well, never mind. I need to buy something while I'm here in town. I'll leave that right there for a second. And while that's there, we are going to go ahead and head in here and get this new conveyor belt. Alrighty, so we got our new little conveyor belt system put on the back of the truck. We did go ahead and get the trailer belt as well. That was $95,000. I forgot how much this was. It was a pretty penny. So we do have everything we now officially need. So we are looking better and better as days go on. Alrighty, we have our new conveyor belt system set up. So let me go and grab the trailer. Yep, let me go grab the new trailer. Then we have to get that field right there sprayed. After we get those fields sprayed, we are good for the day. Alrighty, we are pulling up in with our new trailer. It's a little expensive trailer, but hey, it is worth it in a day. We'll let this get working while this is working here on unloading all of these wood chips into there. We have our own little job to do of getting the weed sprayed. There's tons of them out here in these fields, and I'm starting to think we won't even get these fields off because we've only got 3 months left, so we'll see if it grows in time or not. It does look like our cotton is doing really good. As long as it keeps doing good, we should definitely be out of our money situation. Now, the next steps after this, of course, will be figuring out what all we need to do to keep making the money like we're making. And if we keep making the money like we're making right now, we will be millionaires in no time for where we can start expanding into more and more land. And we are done. We have this all wrapped up here. All the spraying done. I want to go over there and take a look, see how close that is over there. Looks like it's moving pretty much all of it. And actually, we have a lot more than I thought we had over here. All right, so now we just got to move this over here and start loading this up over here so that we have plenty. All righty, so we have it full of wood chips now. We're going to take this and head on to town and sell the rest of these wood chips because almost 50,000 liters of wood chips, that's got to be worth something. We're not making tons of money, but we're making something, and something sometimes is better than nothing. We've definitely spent all day selling the crops we have. We've got the last little bit of work. Hopefully tomorrow we can start the harvest process of harvesting that last field. And once that field is harvested, last fields are harvested, there's not really anything else to do except coast to the end, ladies and gentlemen. So let's head on back to the farm, go eat, and relax for the rest of the day. Well, we are loading up the rest of this little bit of a pile that we grew overnight. from the wood chips on into the semi-truck trailer right now. There is actually no corn to be harvested today. You can kind of see it over there. So we're kind of leaving it alone for right now. We are about to start moving a little bit of lumber a little bit later. I'm just trying to get this moved on into there. I've already fed and watered the sheep for the day. They're at full capacity with everything they got. We're actually going to take the mower, I guess, and mow some of that part over there, just so we have it done. We don't really have much longer to really get everything ready to rock and roll and finish up all the little minute tasks. Because once we pay the loan off, we're done. We have nothing else to worry about, and we can just relax and use the rest of our time on this farm. So we're just going to take this good old tractor right here. Now, I will say this tractor has been the heart and soul of our operation since we started. I do love this tractor a lot, and this piece of equipment back there. These just have been like the heart and soul of our entire operation. So I'm not actually going to bale as big as an area as I'm probably used to baling, and that's just because we honestly don't need that big of an area baled. I'm going to trim it down just a tad bit for simplistic sake. We're also giving it a little bit bigger of a buffer than what we were before. Before we gave it a little bit of a buffer, but now we're giving an actual true buffer so that we're not worrying about it overgrowing us. So at least we're getting all this like this done right here. We probably won't be able to bale it that as soon as I want to, but the sooner we get this baled, the better, because we'll be able to feed to the sheep a little bit faster, and the sheep definitely are going to need this pretty soon. And we are done with that, so we'll go ahead and fold that up, turn that off, and we'll head back to the farm. Looks like we're done with this. I'm not going to worry about windrowing it just yet. There's no real reason to, in my opinion. When we need to go over there and move that and let this dry out, and then tomorrow hopefully knock out the corn harvest and baling that all in the same go. And then the next day will be the last day. We have two more months left of this, and hopefully it goes really well. Alright, so we got stuff inside here, so start burning that and make this into charcoal. Nice little charcoal bags that we got right there. And really and truly, the only thing left for me to do today is just get onto the skid steer and start moving lumber over. We've moved a ton of stuff over. As y'all can see, we've decimated this forest, and we're gonna keep decimating it until we at least make back our loan so we can turn this stuff in this land. Hopefully we plan to replant this eventually. Sadly it won't be no time soon, but the plan is to in fact replant this. It's just I can't afford to replant it with the massive loan over our head with the tractors and all the fun stuff I would need to buy with it. Tomorrow's actually our last day to get all the actual official work done. So we're gonna get that done hopefully tomorrow and eventually see how much we make. With no further ado, let me get this done and then I'm going home. So we have 1 month remaining as of today. So we have a lot of work that we need to get done. All the crops are ready to harvest. All the oats, the corn, everything is ready to go. So it is officially full go time. On top of that, we also got a bale today. So we have too much work to be doing to sit here and not get to work at least. We're going to take the grain carts with us because you know what? I don't have a time to bring another tractor over here right now. We'll get the tractor later. We've got too little of time to be able to get all this done, and there's just realistically a lot of work that we need to do. Every field needs to be harvested today for us to make money. On top of that, we need to get that baled over there, that grass field baled, so we can put it inside the sheep pen, because tomorrow is when we need to make all the money to pay back the loan. And I'm not gonna lie, I've done some calculations. There is a slight chance that we don't make the money, and so that does kind of concern me. Alrighty, get this thing started up, and it is time to get this thing in the field. So it does look like we did mess up and we are having very bad yields. I don't know exactly what the yields are we're having, but it is nowhere near what I thought it would be. Also, if you look over there, that's my nice little handiwork. I did go ahead and windrow that, so we are completely ready to bale today. There's just a little too much to do on this farm. We have way too much work to do, not enough time to do it all. There we go. We got the first load unloaded. Now we can get back into the field and get to harvesting. I mean, realistically, you guys don't understand. Like, there is a lot of corn here to harvest. These oats fields by themselves are going to take forever. But once we do, it'll be a miracle to get it all done in time. Alrighty, well, that is the first field finished. It does look like we still have that low spot. We forgot to fill that in. We definitely need to fill that in before the next time we plant. But it's in a situation right now, we may have to plant it again. I don't want to plant it again like that, but we may have to, depending on the way everything looks when we're done. We'll pull this kind of like right here, close enough, but not too close. All right, now we can hit the corn again and be able to finish this field up. Hopefully, I don't know how long this one's gonna take. This will be the last field. Then we're gonna switch over to get these over here. This field done with the baling. We need to move bales inside there also. We also need to make sure they got plenty of water. Gotta do that. We'll do that right after we get everything baled. On top of that, then we'll move over to the oats and get all those knocked out. So we are finished the last little bit of this field. Man, did it not produce what it should have. I was kind of expecting a little bit better for the corn yield, but it's a give and take situation, and at least we have the entire field harvested, so we can actually worry about going to the next stage. Alrighty, so we'll just leave that there running. We are going to jump inside the Case Magnum, run to town, and at least sell this, then come back and then take another load of that. We'll finish it all out. All right, there we go. We're gonna go ahead and unload both these. Hopefully these produce a little bit more money than what fish would have. Fish would have produced like little to nothing. That's why we're not doing fish this time around. $26,000, yes, that's a lot more than that other would have made me. Now we gotta head back to the farm, get what's inside of the combine, bring it here in town so that we have that done. Then we gotta go back up there, go finish baling, then get the other harvest started. Alrighty, another $11,000 in our pockets. Now we just gotta head back to the farm, get to the baling process, which I already have a tractor hooked to the baler, so that means we can leave this on these wagons and not worry about it. Alrighty, so we got this right here ready to rock and roll. The main workhorse of the farm, as I like to say. Really not though, but hey, you know, she deserves a little bit of loving care at this point. Go ahead and wash her off. It's been a little bit since we treated her some loving care. Gotta make sure she looks all nice and pretty. And now this looks a little better. It looks a lot cleaner, and you know, makes me proud to be a farmer with this equipment. Alrighty, so we have this thing completely empty, and we have all the bales. And we need to go ahead and head over there, get our skid steer and move all the bales into there. Alrighty, we got both bales hooked up. And we're just going to start moving these bales over with this. May not be the best way to do it, but hey, we're at least getting them moved. Well, we had to come all the way down here to get the last bale, but this is the last bale. We've already moved the rest of the bales into the correct barn where they can get used by the sheep. Alrighty, so all that's in there. We got to move all these onto a semi-drip trailer here pretty soon, but we have that job at least done. Now we got to work on getting the oats harvested. Alrighty, we got it hooked up now. Time to move on over here and get this started. So let's go ahead and get this thing completely harvested, ladies and gentlemen. For the final time lapse, let's get this thing harvested. Here we go. money, another 12 grand in our pockets, and that is a long day of work done. Tomorrow is going to be the most crucial day. We will find out officially tomorrow if we will be succeeding or if we failed. Alrighty, so right now we have on us 57 liters of cotton, which is 57 pallets, and then we have 24 pallets of wool. Alrighty, so here we go. We're at $731,000. Now all we gotta do is head back to the farm and load up the lumber. And after a lot more loading later, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm kind of past this loading stuff, but hey, that's the one part about this I don't like about the productions, is just the loading the pallets part. But hey, we'll take this on into town and find out how much she's worth. And we're closer. Still not where we want to be. All right, let's go see if we can get another load, and hopefully the next one will be what we need. We're gonna overpack it completely. Actually, kind of getting nervous. I thought we'd be at least in 900,000. Alrighty, that's 90. 1 million. We hit it. That's hard. And we have done it. $1.1 million. We have finally completed the ultimate challenge, ladies and gentlemen. And man, oh man, has this been a ride. I want to get up into the sky and actually show y'all what everything looks like that we've accomplished. And so, this is what it looks like. $1.1 million farm. This is what it has made us. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to use that money and pay it forward. Ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, thank y'all for love and support y'all showed to me and this series. If y'all want to see a season 2, please leave it down in the comment sections down below. And if y'all want to see it, we can make it happen. This was a blast for me to sit down and record. It did take longer to record it than I thought it was going to, but hey, in a day, it's amazing to see what we're able to accomplish, all the fields. And for people who don't, the people may have thought I didn't legitimately cut down the wood, even though I cut it down. Look, this was all lumber. All the way up to here was all lumber, and these lumber mills are amazing. Like, I will say this, without these lumber mills right here that include the Platinum DLC, we wouldn't have done what we did. But ladies and gentlemen, no further ado, we appreciate y'all so very much for love and support. We'll see you on the next one. Peace, guys.